What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G, here on Industry Talk, and welcome to Primetime Pod, the hottest information resource outlet for all things entertainment, breaking news, celebrity interviews, and the hot topics of the day. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media platforms, our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, you name it, we're on it. Just Google us. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime.
Okay. And he got prime time vibe. Make sure you check it
Now, why the fuck you think he missing? He say that.
out.
And second, be a whole lot.
Now, I'm not trying to get a little messy with you.
Time is money.
They go trap.
What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G, coming at you all the way live. I'm in your space, and I'm in your face, and I'm definitely blessed to be here for another day. It is March 4th, 2026, here in the great state of Mississippi. Nice, cool breeze, but we're sitting at about 76, between 76, 77 degrees. Great temperature, great weather. And we're going to have a really good, in-depth conversation today with a good friend of mine, Paul Whitehouse. We're talking about finances today. We're talking about business finance today in the industry. You know, everybody has that vision. Everybody has that dream. Everybody has that desire to get their works of art, their skill set, their talent, their music, their ambition, their purpose out to the masses. Whatever it takes to do that, you know, to fulfill that vision, that prophecy, that dream that burns within you. And all of that, at the end of the day, we all know it takes funding, it takes finance to make the dream become a reality. So before we get really crunk and into the conversation, we will be joined by my good friend and our resident comedian, Jerriell Braswell. He will be joining us here in just a little bit as well. I have to check my virtual stage just to make sure that, you know, when he comes into the room, just to make sure that we don't miss out on our conversation, what we're going to be dealing with today. But before we go too in depth, before we get too involved, first, let me thank everyone that joins us on a regular and consistent basis. Without you, there is no us. What I need to make you understand is that I love engagement with you guys. I love to read your comments. I love good, bad, ugly, indifferent. Don't make a difference to me. I love to read the comments. I love to engage with you guys while we're on the show. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, hell, from time to time, I even bring audience members on to the show to engage and to have a great time with us. Because everyone that's within this ecosystem that we're building, they have a business, they're entrepreneur, they're a talent, their business is that of the arts, whether they sing, dance, write music, rap, you know, you're in the industry, actor, actress, model, whatever the case may be, you're in the industry and you have questions, you have comments, you have concerns, and we're here to help fill that void, to help give you a sound resource from individuals that are in the business and are doing it actively right now. That's why I appreciate when Jerriell Braswell comes on the program with us on a regular and consistent basis, because he's in the mix with it right now as a comedian. You're seeing his journey day by day, state by state, comedy stage by comedy stage. You've seen it firsthand. The ups, the downs, the pitfalls, the successes, the wins, the losses, the family time lost because of him going out on the road, consistently building towards his mission, his dream, his purpose. And it's not just because he wants to get on stage. He tells us all the time he's doing this for his family. He's doing this for his mother. So you see it live and in action. So I appreciate it. So today, before we get popping, before we get jumping, I need you to make sure that you like, share, subscribe, lock us in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you are not subscribed to the Boss Talk Podcast 101, Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime Network, I need you to join us today, right now. Lock in today. This is for you, all of you that have not subscribed yet. This is for you. Stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime on YouTube, all social media platforms. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to make sure you tap in. Right now, over 72,000 subscribers and well over 11 million views and watch time hours. So make sure that you continue to support, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep tapping in with us because we're going to keep on bringing you this hot content every day and in every way. It's your main man, Big G. And make sure, like I said, stop what you're doing right now and tap in. Like, share, subscribe. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Lock us in. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. Appreciate it, Brother Shaw. It was an amazing show yesterday. We had a great time yesterday with the one and only Foster Quarter, the man behind the scenes to the whole Dolomite franchise. He and Rudy Ray Moore were very good friends. He developed the film. He shot the film. He directed the film. He was that guy. And he is still producing high quality films. Make sure you go visit the Daughters of Dolomite. Subscribe to their network. Give them a shout. Tell them Big G sent you. And you never know. You might see a premiere of that movie in a city near you. Stay in contact with my brother Quarter, man. Foster V. Quarter. One of the best in the game to do it. Now, of course, we have a bunch of others that we didn't mention or talk about because that wasn't the show. Yes, I know about the Waynes in their production. I know about Robert Townsend in his production. I know about what's the guy's name? He's an actor. His dad's a director. I just couldn't think of it. But I know who I'm thinking about. But there are a lot of great African American directors, film directors, producers outside of Spike Lee and some of these guys. But when I made the statement that we're looking at 0.001% of the entire landscape of film producers, production companies, production houses, film production houses, I meant that. He's one of those guys. And I appreciate him joining us yesterday. We did have a very, very good conversation, a great conversation, actually. And today we're going to be talking about the financing side of the business with, of course, my good friend, Paul Whitehouse. Welcome to the live, Terry Allred, Mr. Chuck Dundada, and others. I'm just checking through all of the social networks, seeing who is on live with us today. I appreciate all of you for chiming in with us. But let's go ahead on and jump right on off and get into what we need to get into. Today's conversation is about something every artist, entrepreneur, and creative eventually has to face: how to finance your career in this industry. A lot of people have the talent, a lot of people have the vision, but the real question becomes, how do you fund the dream long enough to make it a reality? Mhm. Because let's be honest, this industry isn't cheap. Nothing about it. Studio time costs money, marketing costs money, travel costs money, content production, branding, promotion, distribution. All of it requires capital and strategy. Too many talented people stall out, not because they lack the ability, but because they didn't understand the business side of financing their career. Some people rely on investors, some bootstrap their way through it. And that's all noble, of course. Others leverage sponsorships, brand partnerships, crowdfunding, or even smart business ventures outside of entertainment to fuel their artistic journey. The truth is that the entertainment industry has always been a business first and art form second. Those who survive long term are the ones who learn how to balance them both. So today we're going to talk about real strategies, how to build financial leverage, how to avoid traps that leave artists broke, and how to create opportunities that allow your talent to actually pay you. Because success in this industry isn't just about making noise. It's about building something sustainable. So if you're serious about your career, you're serious about ownership, serious about longevity, you're definitely in the right place, because we're going to get into it here on Industry Talk. And without any further ado, I'm going to bring my good man, Paul Whitehouse, onto the stage. We're going to be talking about what it is that he does, who he is, and what Patriot BFC is all about. And of course, we're going to get into some other things within the conversation, but that's going to be the crux of the things we're going to be talking about. It's not financial literacy. We're not doing a financial literacy course. No, we're talking about business financing, how business financing work, SEC compliant capital raises, things of that nature. Different ways to find money and who can assist you in gaining that. Lease, equipment lease financing and the like. So if you're interested in this conversation, stay locked in, tell a friend, tell a friend. If you have an individual that needs this information, send them the link and say they need to tune in, because this is going to be one of those ones. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring my good man, Paul Whitehouse, to the stage. What's going on, Paul?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm well. Obviously, you can hear me. Can you see me just fine?
I can hear you and see you great. That was a great intro.
Okay.
I love all the intros to your shows.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that, man. Well, we got to give them a little bit of insight and information based on what it is that we're talking about, what we're doing here. So, Paul, let's get into it a little bit about who you are, where you're from, so we give the audience a baseline about you, so we can build that level of what we call trust in terms of how we communicate with one another, because we're going to start talking about financing here in just a minute, okay? So give us a little background about who you are and where you're from.
Well, Paul Whitehouse, Warren, Ohio, which is northeast Ohio, about an hour southeast of Cleveland. And I got 2 kids. I've done a lot of things, own businesses. Everything that I've done along the way has kind of brought us to this point where we can help people greatly, all experiences combined. and one of the owners of Patriot Business Finance Consultants. My business partner is one of my best friends from, I think we were 17 or 18 years old. And we provide, simply put, we provide money for businesses, any industry, any state, any credit, any equipment.
Okay. We jumped into the business side of it with Patriot BFC. That's the name of the business, Patriot BFC. But let's go back a little bit. So you say you're from Ohio.
Mhm.
Where'd you go to school, Paul? Where'd you go to? Let's start out with high school. Let's go into college or military. Let's give them a little bit more background with you. Talk to me.
Okay. Howland High School,
Mm-hmm.
graduated, went to college for less than a year. It wasn't working out for me. I just wasn't in that mode at that point. So my dad tried to get me a job as a steel worker. That took a lot of time. That transitioned into, I've done a lot of things, Galen. You already know. I've done a lot of things. That takes me forward into the 90s. I'm one of the least likely people to be a policeman. And all of a sudden, my dad comes to me, says, "Hey, let's go do this." He helps me. I had wonderful parents. So it puts me in the position. I did that for 8 years. Transitioned from that into business ownership because I had a friend who owned a construction company. He did really well, and he said, "This is a smart thing to do." So we did some things together. I had failures, successes, worked at a mortgage company, sold cars. I won and I lost. I won big and I've lost big. But all that good stuff and all that information and the experience as a mortgage broker, and then a mentor who took us into the business finance world, a paid mentor, but a very well worth it. So business financing is right where we're at today. It's a combination of car sales, service, helping people, uh, experience in the mortgage industry. And what we do is much like a mortgage broker, but our products are different. We are brokers, but brokers for different products, not owner occupied mortgages, refis. For commercial investment property, for equipment leasing, equipment financing, sale lease back, you can pull money out of assets you already own. There are so many ways to get money for a business. Uh, Real estate, commercial and investment, growth capital, working capital, money for
Okay,
your
hold on a
business,
second, Paul.
wraps
Hold on a
it
second,
all
Paul.
up.
Hold on a second, Paul. Hold on a second, Paul.
Yeah,
Before we get, I mean, you kind of segued off into your sales pitch. So before we go off into the sales pitch, you know what I'm saying? You kind of went from personal into okay, live stream. This is what we're doing right now. So before we get into that, let's get a little bit more into who you are.
okay.
You said your dad, helped you out with finding some work. Then you worked your way and maneuvered your way through a couple of things. College wasn't in the cards for you. I mean, did you serve in the military?
I did not. Mm-mm.
Okay, you didn't serve in the military. So after after finding your way through a couple of, but you were a cop. You did work on the force for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you found your way into car sales, mortgage, or not really. Or is it mortgage financing or real estate? Which side of it were you on?
It was like in the late 90s, uh, mortgage financing, owner occupied
Mortgage financing.
residential.
Okay,
Right.
okay. So you were pushing the paper basically.
Pushing the paper. Yeah. Just
Okay,
like
okay.
today.
So yeah, that's right. That's right. So finding the best deal for the buck, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, now let me just ask this because earlier on, this is before the housing crash. If you were in that time frame, or that bubble, so to speak, um, mortgage financing was a big thing. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so, what was the trick bag in that situation? Because you're writing the process in the paper, and then was it the predatory lending side of it where folks were financing at higher interest rates and getting duped out of their property because they couldn't match payments, or what was really going on there? Talk to me about it.
The thing that
And I'm
caused
not saying
that,
that that's what you were into. I'm just saying, the market, you knew what was going
I
on,
know
you
exactly.
were
Yeah.
a part of it.
So the thing that caused that was appraiser. The single thing that caused that was appraisers coming in and asking, how much do you want it to be worth? Taking a $20,000 property and putting a $70,000 valuation on it, then the banks loan money on that. And if that mortgage fails, and there were the odds were that it was going to fail because people were being put into things they couldn't afford, right? So when the banks took those houses back, they recognized what happened. So that was where they lost all their money.
Mm. Okay.
In my opinion,
Okay.
that's the sole thing that would have made that happen.
Mhm.
Other
Now,
than government interference forcing home ownership on people who couldn't afford it.
right, I get that part of it as well. But now we're saying we're putting the onus on the appraisal institutions that went out and, okay, someone wants to sit there and get a higher appraisal, whether they pay for that or whether that's just a part of the package to make the sale. But appraisers and mortgage companies were laying in bed together. They were hand in hand because,
They
of
were.
course, hey, I can suggest this particular appraisal company to go out and actually appraise the home to get the numbers that we need to match to get what, the 80% or the 20%, whatever that number is, to match, so that a banking or institution be like, okay, we can make that happen and leverage your home in that way. Am I mistaken?
No, I think you're 100% right. There's a
Mm-hmm.
guy on True Crime TV he's on all the platforms, right? I think his name is Matt Cox, Mattcox. And he was a
Mm-hmm.
mortgage broker who was like creating documents, like making a bunch of fake stuff. So all that stuff combined is what caused, you know, the the failure in 2008, 10 years later.
Okay. Okay. So how do we avoid those pitfalls? Let's get into that, because much like in any business, the paperwork is a very integral part of making it all happen. The contracts, the agreements, folks signing off on things. How do we avoid a person that's an artist or trying to finance their company's business, or find equipment through leasing, lease finance options, trying to raise funding through crowdfunding or SEC capital compliant raises? Talk to us about how we go about doing those things without the pitfalls that we might actually run across.
Okay. Okay. So the mortgage crisis, which would be a separate thing from business financing,
Correct. That's right.
that can't, I mean, the banks are tight on money today. So, I mean, you have to qualify, there's a lot of things you got to go through and you got to prove that they're accurate. So I don't think that's in danger of happening. Now, business financing, it's a wide subject. Let's go with any industry. It can be music, it can be an artist who's trying to pay for studio time. That is a business. How's he going to raise money for that? Probably something we can't help with. But creative ways for that person to do that, pull money out of your house, grab a business partner, find somebody who loves you. That there's different ways. Now let's talk about raising money for a construction company. There's a lot of things you might need. You might need equipment. You might want to buy real estate. Um, there's no pitfalls because the lenders are stringent on their approvals. They're going to make sure everything's good. So, process of getting financing for a business, I mean, there's existing businesses if you need to finance that, or there are startup businesses. Financing a startup business, much more difficult, requires a lot of money down. you're going an SBA loan for a bar or restaurant, you're looking at 30-40% down. So, I mean, there's a whole lot of
Mhm.
subjects we're talking about here.
Right,
If you are
right.
an existing business and you own a construction company, excavating company, you're a trucker, whatever, any piece of equipment applies. If you need equipment to run a business. The only people who don't would be me. I need a pen and a paper and a computer. Galen needs equipment, all this expensive equipment to do this recording. All that can be financed. If you are a startup, it's going to cost more. If you're an existing business, and here's the sweet spot for lenders where things become super easy to get financing for your business. More than 3 years in business. It doesn't have to be perfect, but good to excellent personal and business credit. And cash flow. Can you afford the payment? If you can prove those things and we help you to organize and structure the paperwork, choose the right lender to get what we call least expensive money, we're consultants. We're brokers, but we're consultants. So we package it all together as beautiful as it can be, deliver it to the correct lender to get the best outcome. But financing equipment, that's equipment leasing. Simple, easy process. If you've got more than 3 years in business, making money, good to excellent credit, that's an application only if it's less than $300,000 in equipment. That's it. Fill out an application, give us 3 bank statements, 3 months. Got you approved. If you're a startup business and you need equipment, count on the term sheet saying 30 or 40% down because that will be what it says. They'll do it. You can get finance in a wide range of things. Excellent credit gets lowest cost of money. We can get a lot of difficult credit deals done with money down, with meeting the lender's requirements to say yes. And
Okay,
we
let me
get,
ask you this, Paul. Let me ask
yes,
you this. Because what you're saying is what every other business finance institution says. They're gonna give you the pitch, just like what you're giving right now. What makes Patriot BFC stand out amongst all the others, and why would it be, something for me to consider to go with Patriot BFC as opposed to another subprime lender or someone that offers the same type of equipment lease financing options?
I love your questions because we care, because you can call me at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. We'll walk our way through it if you got a question. I work that late. And as a consultant, we want to marry you, not date you. Okay. We want to do a good enough job for you that when you do any financing in the future, you want to work with us again. We are your people. So why are we better than the bank? The bank charges fees. The bank will not tell you, hey, if you go down the road a few miles, the money's less expensive and there's a better deal structure. They want to keep you there. If you go to your bank for bank business financing, they're going to give it to you probably. They might not give it to you if you got difficult credit, but we can help you in that situation. And if you got excellent credit, there's still less expensive money down the road. And we know where it's at. So that's one of the main reasons to work with us. Um, you can trust us. You don't know that until you talk with us, but you trust me. We've known each other for a while. I trust you. And when you see how we put attention to detail, we're going to become friends. Here's one more example. We're just doing a deal right now. The guy wanted X amount of money, $500,000. He was approved for $250,000. My business partner, who handles the underwriting section of it and getting the deals approved, if you're relentless, people will listen. He relentlessly called the lender and we got it bumped up to $400,000, up from 250. He wanted 5, they were at 250, just through Bob grinding them and not giving up. So you're really kind of working with a custom shop right here, for lack of better words. We're different.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna interject right quick because yes, Paul, we do know each other. Yes, we've known each other for quite some time. The general audience and the individuals that join um, our live broadcast and actually follow up and watch our videos post, they don't know you, right? So
Right.
the reason why I'm asking questions and holding your feet to the fire is simply because my audience, they want to know the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, the how, and if G is endorsing it, if G is talking to the people about it, they want to know that you know it's above reproach. There is no kicking me in the ass, and whether we're friends or not, they want to know that I'm going to sit there and ask the same questions that they would want to know about how do they go about getting the financing? Are they going to get fucked over in the end? You know, what's the best alternative? Because you said it yourself, you're a broker. That means that you're the middleman. That means that you know, if they just took a little bit more time, they could actually work the process themselves. Yes.
The lenders we represent don't work directly with businesses. They only work through brokers. So, I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
short answer is yes. If a person really studies a subject, needs financing for their business, there's a lot of ways to do it. Like you said, bootstrap it, friends, family. It depends on what type of business it is, I suppose. Are you
Right.
talking an existing business who needs money, who has a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
let's go there. I see what you're saying. A strong company, been around for 25 years. They've got a good banking relationship, right? Or they got a good relationship with the equipment manufacturer. Why would they ever change and work with us? Well, as far as having an excellent relationship with your bank, oh, and we do charge points. We're brokers, but we reject brokers, even though it's by definition what we are. We are consultants, Patriot Business Finance consultants. If we don't do a good job for you, you're not going to want to work with us again. We do want to do a good job for you so we can provide you least expensive money. Now, going back to the company that has time in business, a solid relationship with their bank. How can I even do better than that? Again, there's many sources for money in this world. It's not just banks. There are non-bank lenders, and they're not going to be any more expensive than banks, and they'll potentially be lower and likely be lower because that's the only thing that they do. They don't do auto loans, they don't do checking accounts, they only finance equipment, or they only finance real estate, or they only finance your accounts receivable. So we do charge a few points for our service. We have to because businesses need profit, but our money, we're worth it because if every dollar that we save you goes directly to your bottom line. And if one lender is going to do it for 9.75% and another lender will do it for 8.75, we saved you 1 point, which is a lot of money. It's our goal. We have to prove it to you by the end of the deal that we've done the best job for you. And at the beginning, when we just meet, I'm going to spend as much time as it takes with you. I'm not a loan officer at a bank. I'm your consultant. So I don't have only an hour for you. Let's talk about your whole problem, your whole business. Sometimes it's a problem, it's a thing. Sometimes it's a very simple deal. I need equipment. Cool, here's how it works. Application, the deal's done quick. A lot of times when we talk with the person, we are just looking at the drastic overview of their business and trying to solve their problem. Hope that answers the question, Gail. That was a long answer, but I give long answers.
Yeah, I mean it's we're getting there. But what I'm more concerned about is you know um, basically saying that if an individual is takes enough time to read through what it says on the SBA website, and I'm not saying that's the only source of funding, because you make suggestions. You know what I'm saying? The best way to achieve your goal. And we've talked about assisting people through SBA loans. The Small Business Administration through a pipeline or grants or monies that coming through the government to assist you, whether there's a disaster or small business or some kind of seed money for funding, bridge gap, whatever types of vehicles that are out there that the SBA offers. If someone knows how to walk through that process and can gain funding that way, and the credit score doesn't have to be phenomenal, and the business credit might be, kind of borderline, they might still be able to walk through that SBA process. And it doesn't take a broker or a consultant to actually get you into that network. So, and what I've learned through dealing with you, I've seen that, you don't just take people down the private financing lane. If SBA is a better match for your customers, I've seen where you actually put people in that pipeline. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I guess you may be the car salesman, but you're not trying to force someone to get into the vehicle. You understand? If that makes more sense.
Oh, I follow. I track. Yeah. And on the subject of yes, okay. So here's how it works. If you work with us, we collect the information, take you to the right bank immediately. Some banks and some SBA and some non-bank SBA lenders like certain projects more than others. Some don't do restaurants. Some only do big projects. Some only do small. So we can kind of take you right there. But flipping the pancake over to the other side, you are 100% correct. Oh, let me jump back. And we charge 1 point. The maximum amount that you can be, charged per law is 1 point. And the SBA wraps it into the loan. You pay it off over the course of the loan. So you're not paying us up front, no out of pocket money ever. But that's what you would be saving or paying. But the flip side of that is anybody can get on the SBA website, study it, get the information, get the knowledge, call. I mean, YouTube helps you. It'll walk you right through it. And there's organizations at a lot of major colleges, which will help walk you through it also. You don't need a broker. Do you need a consultant? Probably. You don't need a broker to do it. You don't need a consultant to do it because you can do it on your own. Everybody can do so much on their own. You know what I'm saying? But as a consultant, why would you hire me? Because I can walk you through the jungle. I'm your safari guide. And I know where it's safe and I know where it's not safe. I know where the predators are at. I know where the water's at.
Right. All right. So let's go in a different direction right quick. Let's talk about, let's see what Brother Shaw has said. What would your advice be for a vet that's looking to build a business? They want to start a business that creates camping. Hold on a second. Let me expand this right quick. Camping and nature walk areas, charging the guests that come for the entertainment and activities offered. My good man, Jerriell Braswell. I'm bringing Jerriell Braswell on board. Did you understand that question?
I do.
Paul?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Go right ahead. And this is my good man, comedian Jerriell Braswell. Resident.
What's going on?
Always here with me to sit there and chop it up with our good.
Man, my student was messed up in the crib. I had to come outside, get in the car.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the hell going on with this shit.
Yeah, Jerriell, Paul Jerriell. Welcome to the
What's
line.
going on?
Man.
Jerriell, how you doing, man?
Bro, his thing's still spinning on the feed.
Oh, here's the spinning?
Yeah.
Okay. I can see him just fine. He might need to catch up on your side of
Let me come out and come back in then.
Okay. Paul, go ahead on and answer that question, man.
Okay. I'm going to give you, as a consultant, I remove myself from deals when something's obvious. So if you go to a bank or if I help you do something like that, the lender is going to want money down because it's a startup and because it's risky. Some banks or some businesses are less risky, some are more risky. Bars, restaurants, the highest risk. But a startup campground, a lender is going to look at that as more risky. So what is the cheapest and best way to do that? More than 70% of businesses and land is easy to sell or to buy like this. It's done on owner financing. So if I was starting that business up, I'd find the chunk of land that you want or one that works, approach the owner and say, finance me on this. This is what I'm going to do. He might be a veteran and he might be your new best friend and somebody who will finance that for you. You can finance things with little money down. You can finance things with zero down. If you ask enough people, if there's 20 chunks of land that would work for what you've got in mind, and you approach all 20 of them, there's going to be more than one that says, yeah, I'll finance you on the land. And then what do you got to do? Then you got to come up with money to build your infrastructure, whatever it is, carve the trails out. I mean, whatever you want to put, whatever else you want to put there. There's something called raw land camping, primitive camping. People just buy a chunk of land and charge money to come put a campsite on it, and people pay. So if I was trying to start now, do I want to be involved in your deal and make money? Sure. But the fact is, to start up it's a simpler thing for you to do that. To do it that way.
Okay.
Well,
Shaw, did he answer your question a little bit? Let me know, Shaw. Jonathan Shaw.
Can I add one thing, Galen?
Sure, go right ahead.
Then potentially another creative way for you to come up with the money for the infrastructure is somebody, a family member who's got it. There's something called unsecured credit. I could help you with it. It's something we do. And you have to have like above a 680 score. And I got a lender who will do unsecured. It's not cheap. You get like 0% for like the first year, and then after that is credit card debt. And as a consultant, I would go deeper into that and tell you, here's why it might work for you. Here's the bad part of it. It's your choice. I'm not just going to try to, like you said, Gail, I'm not just going to try and cram me in a car because I'm selling stuff. It's not the case. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to do a campground and you got the land financed at acceptable terms for you, now you need, I don't know, $25,000, $50,000 to like put everything you want, gravel, a concert, build some stuff. If you needed that, that's not an asset loan. Asset loans are less expensive. Unsecured money is very expensive. You can get unsecured money if you had like a 680 plus credit score, and then you could build the place out with cash. You're not pledging an asset. So,
okay. So JB, let me ask you right quick.
Yes, sir.
What is the process or the steps? Because I know you have VA funding and VA lending that's out there, that's available. You have federal banking agencies, Navy Federal, Marine Federal, Army Federal, Navy Federal, credit unions that are out there that can assist. So talk to me about something that you may have done, something that you may have been involved in, or just knowing the process when it comes to, obtaining financing as a veteran.
Well, for me, my instance is, like you said, just having good credit. I'm to the point now where my credit score is over 680, so I'm gonna be tapping in with the unsecured things. But what I want to do, because I got the land already that I own, and I got tiny homes that I want to try to invest in and start doing. I got 2 on the ground already. Wow. But I also just want to expand and do things just to help other people out, mainly the veterans. So it's all about, man, just having your ducks in a row already before you come looking for something or trying to get something done. Your credit score, man, that's very important right now. I tell you, that's like more important than cash, that credit. You know, people don't know that or not. So it's about then, like you say, putting yourself in position to take advantage of these programs that Navy Federal may have to offer, Marine Federal, USAA, just to name a few, to take advantage of those things. I mean, I got CDs in every bank account that I got. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's $500 to $2,500 to $5,000, just sitting up, letting this money do its job. You know what I'm saying? The way I know how people been telling me and ways that I've seen it done. You know what I'm saying? And then too, you know what I'm saying? Then with the home loan process, me being 100% permanent total, I'm exempt from a down payment. I'm exempt from property tax, et cetera, et cetera. And they can go real deep. So I said, you got to be a veteran to understand the stuff I'm putting down for you to pick it up. But the stuff I got and the benefits that I got outside of what other people can get, man. Like I say, if you invest in yourself and take the proper steps and do it with strategy, man, it's limitless what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Just from the civilian side, then the military side, you got the best of both worlds.
Right. Right. You want to add to that, Paul?
I think he hit on all of them. USAA, Navy credit. I had a customer once. He wanted to lease buy a used semi truck. We were helping him put a lease together. $152,000 purchase. He needed $50,000 down. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money,
to get
man.
down.
Yeah.
He had another truck that he could have pledged. That was worth it. He could have just pledged that as an asset and not gotten the money down. He chose to not do that. I couldn't believe he pulled it off. He went to Navy Federal and they gave him a $50,000 unsecured loan, no asset.
No asset.
So as a veteran, you got a massive advantage if you're in business.
Especially if you got a long banking relationship with them, it's like it's automatic. Yeah.
I mean, like snap.
Yep.
Like hours, right?
Yeah. Hours. Yeah. Really. Yep. Yeah. When they got me a Cadillac, no problem. What you want? Just how much it costs. Gap insurance included. Bells and whistles included. Maintenance, all that stuff, all under. I ain't gonna say what it was, but it was a steal of a deal, and I wouldn't be able to get that from nowhere else if I wasn't with a credit union. I'm with Navy Federal, USAA, and a bank back in my home back in Alabama, PNC Bank. So it was like it was great for me. It worked out just fine, and I got it at a low interest rate.
Yeah. Yeah. Our client who needed $50,000, he got it in like a day.
Wow.
We completed the transaction. He leased the truck and he's thrilled with it.
Okay.
Man.
So listen, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that's on the live, Shay Waller, welcome. Shay Waller 43. What's going on, my girl? Anybody that's on the live, make sure you're sharing the live. Don't just listen to our voices. Share the live with your friends and family. And of course, like I said, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We are here today with my good man, Paul Whitehouse, our resident comedian, Jerriell Braswell. And we're talking about financing. We're talking about business lease finance options that are available and the pitfalls, the ups
them coins, y'all. Them coins.
That's right. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, any concerns, drop it on the live. And we'll definitely ask the question, but in the meantime and in between time, make sure you follow this website.
Hey, what it do, world? It's your boy, Comedian JB, the real J Braswell, Comedian J Braswell. Hey, dig this. I got a website, man. Tap in at jbcomedy.com. Get right.
jbcomedy.com. jbcomedy.com. We're talking about Patriot BFC, Business Finance Consultant, with my good man Paul Whitehouse. So we're going to go into it, and we're approaching everything from being in the entertainment industry.
I got a question for you, Mr. Whitehouse. I ain't mean to cut y'all big out. Do y'all do credit restoration?
We don't do that.
Y'all don't?
I mean, in effect, we do it. When we get somebody approved and they make the payments on time for 18,
it gets reported to where it need to go.
Yeah, but we don't do like what you see advertised as we're going to help you fix.
I was about to see some business, man. Like, hey, y'all need to go holler at Mr. Whitehouse.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. But I will. Okay, so since you asked that question, before we go into rapid fire, I will say this: if in fact you want to take the course to become a leasing agent, a business finance leasing agent, and you want to take the course that Paul has set up, um, we can get into that in just a little bit. We're still working that angle with individuals that want a job, so to speak, and can earn commissions based on them finding leads for Patriot BFC. We can get you linked up with Paul, and you never know, you might actually be able to earn you a couple of coins by deals that you help close. Yes.
Yes is right.
No, they're right.
Yes, that's a fact.
Okay. So I mean, it's not just the takeaway. You know what I'm saying? You got to put in a little. You got to put in a little sweat equity into the game. You got to take the class. You got to. You got to. What is it? 16 hour, 8 hours, 16-hour course.
3 or 4 days we spend together. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not 8 hours a day. We'll do 4 or 5 hours a day, and I'll teach you how to do it. And it's pretty simple. You go to somebody and you say, "You in business?" They say yes. You say, "Do you need some money?" And they say yes, because they all need it. It's a little more technical than that. You gotta, like as earlier, why would you want to work with me? You gotta have some personality and be an expert in your field. Anything that you're an expert in the field of, people are
Yeah.
going to want to work with you, and I'll make you an expert in the field. Easy.
Can't beat that, man.
Okay.
Shit.
All right. So let's get into it, man. We're gonna jump into this fun thing that I call rapid fire. I'm gonna ask you guys some questions, some
Right.
general questions about people in the industry, things that they go through, ways they might approach it. So, Paul, since you're our special guest, you'll have the opportunity to answer the question first, and then JB will follow up, and then we'll keep on pushing it from there. Cool?
Cool. Yeah.
Now that we know the rules of the game, we're going to get off into this rapid fire. Paul Whitehouse, what was the very first investment you made in your career, and was it worth it?
Yes. Yeah, I was young. I didn't have credit. And my friend Nasser, who drugged me out of the police department into the business world, I love him. Nasser's deceased, one of my best friends, Nasser Hamad. And his friend Skiffy, local realtor and an appraiser. I went to him and I said, I want to buy a house. I'm a first time buyer, so we use my credit that way. That worked. I mean, I had a decent credit score, but no experience, like nothing ever purchased. He put the small amount of down payment money up. We bought a house and made a chunk of money. I think I had $13,000, and then I went to Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
Rush
JB?
move. So that.
What the best investment I made?
Yeah. The question is, what was the very first investment you made, and was it worth it?
Oh, and to myself with this comedy thing, yeah, it was very worth it, man. Just going balls against the wall, bend on me, no matter what. When shit seemed down, she had kept my head up and kept going, man, persevering, and just staying resilient. And just along the way, man, it's gonna be bumps in the road, man. You just gotta know how to maneuver them bumps in the road. If you gotta ride through that thing, you ain't gotta hit it hard, but go through slow and get about that thing and keep going. I tell people, man, it's not easy financing and running a brand out of your pocket with no funding or stuff like that. You gotta move strategically and move with purpose. You know what I mean? Everything just because something going on me, you got to be there. It's got to be do they want you there? Should you be there? So I tell people just because something going on mean I got to be there. The main thing is the main thing, and when it's time for me to move and be seen, it really matters. And when I'm moving to go there, I'm getting money back and it's recuperating back in what I'm going in. So to invest what I got going on. So you know how I do. If I get some money, I'm putting it right back into what I got going on anyway. So myself.
Okay. All right. If an artist only had $1,000 to invest in themselves today, where should that money go first?
Me answering that?
Well, Paul first, then
Okay,
JB.
okay.
That's a hard question because I'm not in the industry, but I mean, you could
Yeah,
like
But
JB,
it doesn't have to
got
be
to
just
invest it into
industry. It can
yourself.
be in business. If you're in business, if you're an
In
entrepreneur, if
business?
you're
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. In business. Wow, there's a lot you can do with a lot you can do with $1,000. Let's say somebody's selling a landscaping business. They got a trailer and a mower and they got 20 lots or that they do 25, 30. The more the better, right?
right.
They want to sell it. You see it advertised. You go to them and you say, "Hey man, I want to buy your business. Here's the fact." And you level it to them. Fact. I don't got the rest of the money and I can't get it. How about I give you 1,000 and how about I pay you every week? Somebody's going to say yes. If you got $1,000 and that's all you got, imagine how much money you're making off 30 lots. If you go to 10 people selling landscaping companies, somebody will say yes to you if you hit them with that hard, for sure.
That's true. Makes sense.
Okay. JB,
Me,
$1,000. Same question.
me as an entertainer,
Where do you put that money?
Me as an entertainer, shit, a roof over your damn head. You can't do a damn thing your ass out on the street. So you gotta have somewhere to stay. That at least give you a little time to recuperate, get your mind together, think about your next move. If you do get kicked out, give you time to sell a few things that you really don't need. You know what I'm saying? Or come in and make some collaborations with people who do skits to monetize and make money. If you're monetized, it give you a little leeway. Cause if you can't do a goddamn thing out on the street with money, cause you still gotta pay to eat, sleep, shit, and all the other stuff. You have all that right there. You just got to use your head. You know what I'm saying? Use your resources. And then people say they're really dealing with you and fucking with you like they say they fuck with you. Somebody should be, hey, you should be able to go to somebody and say, hey, bro, let me hold something till things get a little bit better for me. You can't do nothing
Okay.
out on the
Speaking of
streets.
hold, yeah. Speaking of the hold something then, and let's follow up. The same order. Paul first, then JB. This kind of leads into what you were talking about, JB. Do you believe artists should, or entrepreneurs or business individuals do you believe that they should seek investors early or build independently first?
Both.
Yeah,
Whatever makes the most sense at the moment. That can change a minute later. It can change the next day. So both. And and instead of rely on yourself to get all the knowledge and information, become real good and become an expert quick. Because you can become an expert quick and stuff. It doesn't take 4 years.
yeah,
You can learn real estate in 1 month. Get an investor. And I'm not talking like when you think investor, you think some big person. No, your investor can be your best friend or your uncle, or it can be somebody. And you find a house that's for sale for cheap. You can buy it for 80 and it's worth 145, right? If you're buying below 70% loan to value, you're getting a
yeah,
good deal. If you're buying below 50%, you're getting a great deal. If you can get a good or a great deal and you can go to somebody who's got the money and you can say, look, we can buy this and we can split the profit. That's getting an investor. They might be a family member, they might be a friend. But so the answer to your question, Galen, is both, whatever's right at that second.
Okay. JB?
yeah.
Um,
Not to piggyback off what he said. Pretty much like both. Get into position to get that leverage from the investors to put yourself where you got that leverage to go independent, if that's the route you want to go, or continue to do business with that said investor. You never know the relationship. Things could be so good. You might want to keep ties with the relationship or sever ties. But either way it goes, you went both directions and see which way you can go with it. You know what I'm saying? Especially the business good, like he said. So splitting it down the middle, man, and everything's going good. Why would I want to sever ties with somebody like that? We can keep doing it, especially we got 2 or 3 plays in motion to what I got going on, yeah, we're gonna keep it rolling.
mhm. So, what
Galen,
is the biggest financial mistake you see individuals make when they're trying to build their career? Paul?
oh, I don't know. Biggest financial damage your credit. I've done it to myself. It's America. I've rebuilt. I did it again. I rebuild. So damaging your credit is probably the biggest damage that you can do to yourself. for sure. You can get money from other people. You can find a good deal and get an investor. But if you had all that, if you didn't do that to yourself, then you're solid gold. And you save so much money on financing. We get difficult deals approved all the time for a lot of people, and it's expensive. But what we tell them to do is pay on it for 18 months and let's refinance it. You got to bring the score up. That you got to take the punch because that's where you're at that moment. Take the hit, rebuild. But the mistake is getting in that position. But hey, people make mistakes. Got to get on out of it.
JB?
Repeat the question again.
Yeah, no problem. What is the biggest financial mistake an individual can make when trying to build their career?
Shit in the industry, well, what I'm doing, man, people trying to see if they get a big chunk of money, they get a big advance or something. They go wrong not paying the damn taxes for one. Now they're in a hole already. Bigger hole because you got to pay it back. Trying to fit in and go make big purchases, not being smart with what they're doing. Like, man, if you're smart, man, you're going to have somebody sitting with you to make these investments. At least do some type of trading or something. Make this money work. Put this money to work for you because you got to pay it back. You know that. So it's like a lot of people, man, go wrong just trying to look like they got it when they get that advance, not just sitting down, like I said, perfecting your craft. And like I said, putting that money to work or not even spending the money. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to go out and find these sponsorships and stuff like we're doing, trying to get a sponsorship from Coors Light, big shout out to Coors Light, you know what I'm saying? But making the money really work for them and they mess it up, then when all that money gone and it's time to end it up, you're in a hole. Then you get another advance, you damn near jacked up because you now you're digging a deeper hole. So it's just about money management, making the right moves and making the right plays to make sure the money gonna do what it need to do for you.
Okay. So is it more important to invest in talent development or business development or marketing when you're starting out with the business? And should I dump a lot of money into whether if you're a talent into that phase of the business, or if you're a business like a candy store or a record shop, investing the money into marketing, branding, and pushing that side of the business to gain folks' trust to come into the business and shop with you and buy inevitably your products.
Boy, my answer to that is if you're going to go into the business, you should have already spent the time to get the knowledge, to know it inside and out. And then when you open the doors to the business, sales are everything. If you don't have sales, you have nothing at all. So I guess the only logical answer would be marketing and branding.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's my best
All right.
answer.
Yeah, JB?
Same thing, not to piggyback off of them. Like I said, if you ain't did your homework, why the hell you out here in class, got your hand up trying to answer the questions? Marketing and branding is everything. If you ain't got no sales, you ain't got a damn thing. So that's the main thing. It's like a spider web. You can't have that thing right here looking like this and it's uneven on one side. They might be the side where you might get that dinner at, and it got through because the web wasn't strong enough. That's where you didn't do your homework at. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, man, marketing and branding is everything. Your brand good, the market gonna be good. It's gonna drive the people in. Even if your product's not good, shit, it's gonna do enough to bring the people in. They gonna buy something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a hit or miss thing. So I tell people all the time, man, all fast, instant motion ain't always good. That shit might do good for 2 weeks, but then you ain't got no more promotion, no more product than what you got.
Right.
So, yeah, man.
Like
yes,
that.
indeed. Big shout out to everyone who has joined the live. Terry Allred, Mr. Chuck Dundada, One Take KG, Shay Waller, 43. My good brother and family member, Cam Matthews, No Limit. Cam, he's out there with the Vipers right now in the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
He's doing a great job. out there with those guys.
Oh man,
You
that's
know,
what's up. I
he
didn't mean to cut you off, man. I got another announcement for the world, no man. I don't brag on my family that much. I don't brag on my family
yeah,
that much. But my little cousin,
mhm.
Danielle Braswell, has been appointed head of recruiting operations for the University of Alabama.
Wow.
Just left Kentucky. Yes.
Congratulations,
Yeah, top dog recruiter,
congratulations.
man. You know what I'm saying? So it just made me feel good, man, just to see the name just doing good, not just in the entertainment arena, but in the sports world. You know what I'm saying? So it
Right,
just made me feel good, man. It's gonna keep
good
going.
Congratulations.
stuff,
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
good stuff. Yeah, you know, Cam Matthews and of course my son Tolu, they
Yes, sir.
both graduated and played ball at
Mississippi
Mississippi State
State.
together.
Shout out to
You
them
know, so
boys,
that's
man.
so Cam's my family. Anytime I see Cam and see what he's got, I follow those guys. Actually, all of them that actually played at state, that are in the league right now, I follow all of them and make sure, you know,
Them
just to
boys
see how
doing
they're
big
doing.
things, man. Though all them boys,
Yeah,
they doing big
they're doing some
things.
major
Yeah.
things. They're doing some major things, and I love seeing it, man. You can see it from the first time you meet a lot of
Yep.
these guys on these college campuses. You know that their mind is in the right direction, and they're going to actually get accomplished what it is they want to get accomplished. They set their mind to it, they're going to get it. Big shout out to those guys. Everybody that's on the live, I appreciate you guys. Um, Jay Shaw, Jonathan Shaw. Let me see who else is out here that's been chiming in. Lerone, Lewis, everybody that's out there on Twitch, Job Blaze, with the Cloud Chronicles. Thank you
Yes,
guys.
sir.
You know,
Shout out to
whether you
everybody.
realize it or not, we've been rocking out for an hour. We've had some good conversation. So before we get out of here, Paul, let's give them the rundown about Patriot BFC. One last time, how to reach out to you, how to get in contact with you and the company, where to find you on social media, and then what to basically expect once you reach out to a Paul Whitehouse. Go ahead, Paul. Take it away.
Cool. Social media, Paul Whitehouse on Facebook, Patriot Business Finance Consultants LTD on Facebook and on YouTube, Patriot Business Finance on Instagram. DM me, connect with me. Uh, Here's what we do: money for your business, any industry, any state, any credit, any equipment. What does that mean? It means we do equipment financing. Our specialty and focus is real estate, commercial investment real estate, and equipment financing. Uh, Cash flow, growth capital, asset-based lending, whatever your business is, you need money. You're probably going to a bank or you're buying you're getting the equipment at the dealer and you're using the finance guy. The finance guy jacks the interest rate up. We don't do that. We charge points up front. But if you're going to John Deere and you're buying equipment, the finance guy smiles. He's not wearing a Rolex
Ain't lying.
because he's not making money,
Shit, you done bought it.
and he gets you approved for 7 or 8%, and he sells it to you for 9 or 10%. We don't do that. That's the benefit of us as compared to buying from the finance guy at the equipment place. Going to the bank, we're going to save you money. Bank, we work with specialists, less expensive money, least expensive money. We're your consultants. Get a hold of me, and it's easy. We make it easy, simple and easy. Thanks, Galen.
Yes, indeed. Also, before, because I can't let you not talk about this, we also are tied in with getting individuals financing for the cannabis industry and the industrial hemp finance industry. So go ahead and give them a little
Hey.
insight about that as well.
Yes, we like Wheaties. So the way that works is it's any industry. Cannabis, industrial hemp fiber, those are industries. They need money, they need equipment, they need real estate, and lenders that we work within that industry. Not every lender does work in that industry, but out of 43 lenders that we represent in the equipment financing industry area, probably 7 or 8 of them touch it. And we got one who we believe is the biggest and the best in Canada and the United States.
Oh,
They
man.
do bigger projects. And when we talk about financing, whether it's any industry, but specifically cannabis, like, $25,000 minimum for equipment, all the way up to millions with an S.
Wow.
Whatever you need, the wide range of money is available. So yes to cannabis, yes to hemp, and yes to everything.
Okay. All right, JB. Before we close out, man, anything
Yes,
you want to
sir.
bring to the table? Talk to the people about before we stretch them out?
Y'all already know what me, man. I had to come outside today. I usually be lit up. But y'all know, go tap in with my website, www.jbcomedy.com.
Well, that's on my end.
What else we got, man? My Instagram, all social media platforms. Just Google me pretty much, man. You can tap in with me, man. We got a lot of stuff going on, but my website, man, everybody tapping in with me. I appreciate you. Everybody that's been buying merch from the website. I've been seeing traffic come through. Thank you so very much. You know what I'm saying? More to come, man. I got the JB Comedy shirts as well. The Stanky Skin shirts are available through the website, but the JB Comedy shirts are available as well. If you want one of those, we can get you one of those. I got more stuff on the way, man. Just sitting back, brainstorming, getting better and better, man, for the times to come. And like I said, everybody supporting the movement. Thank you.
Yes,
That's all I
indeed.
got.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's everything from everybody. I certainly
Yeah,
appreciate
everybody.
it, man. Look, it was a very, very interesting conversation. But much like anything, when it deals with how to go about doing things and doing things right, when it deals with the financial side of it, people don't really want to hear that conversation
Gotta hear that.
because
The more comfortable.
yeah, it's uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable conversation because everybody figures they already know all of the answers.
Exactly.
And you have to be willing to accept knowledge from a wide variety of individuals who are in the game, who are doing it, and can lead you down the right path in the right direction. So
Hey, Gail,
with that being said, yeah, go ahead, Paul.
you care if I throw my phone up? Take 1 minute, just throw the phone number out there for the world.
Yeah, go ahead. Right in.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Text me, call me, 330-501-4554. And I'm here to help. So.
Yeah, go ahead and drop it again so that they can.
Okay. 330-501-4554. Any form of business
Okay.
financing I can help you with.
Yeah, and make sure you guys reach out. If you need to get in contact with Paul, you can reach out to me, and I'll make sure that I get you guys linked in together to make things happen for you and for your business. And as always, beautiful people, it's about health, wealth, and wellness. Shit, stay dangerous. What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G. And this is my personal invite to all of you to join me on Industry Talk on the Prime Time Network daily at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, where I get into great conversations with entrepreneurs, artists, industry leaders, you name it, we bring it to the table. So make sure you tap in with us, lock us in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We stream on all major platforms. And be sure to visit us at gemsitpublishing.com. This is Industry Talk. Let's get into it.
Motion.